Sofa.
Sonic.
Sofa.
Sonic.
Sofa.
Sonic.
Mike, they said you were a big foodie, so I was like, look, you know, I loved Faith No More when I was a kid. You know, I remember doing my first gig.
When you were a kid.
I still love them. I've been blasting it. But I've got to say, my first ever gig, we played from out of nowhere. And I was just like, I absolutely loved it.
In your band?
In my first band, yeah. My first ever gig, we played from out of nowhere. We opened with it, in fact. So there's a special place in my heart for Faith No More, always.
Okay.
But yeah, listen.
I was about to apologize.
And I've been in the shower just singing away today. It's been so good.
Yo, listen.
For me, like, music,
I gotta say this.
Go on.
I gotta say this. You, I mean, I know a little bit about you. I know you worked at St. John's, which is my favorite motherfucking, basically one of my favorite restaurants in the world.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Not just London. Like
that
really place, dude. I go there whenever I can. But you look exactly like my tour manager, and I mean exactly,
Wow.
exactly.
And I thought I was
crazy. It's crazy. Like, I want to take you out on the road. You understand?
Oh, there we go. Well, if you need a private chef on the road, huh?
Holy shit. Well, we can't afford that kind of thing, but.
Tell me, I mean, this is one of the things I wanted to ask you. It's just like, you know, I play in bands, but we don't do huge tours or anything. But so I'm always well catered for myself. You know,
what do you play?
What do I play?
Yeah.
I play guitar, but really kind of doomy.
I knew it.
There you go.
I knew it. You look like a guitarist. You know what I'm saying?
That's it. I tried to sing, but I wouldn't. You know, it's because no one else is up for the job. I think that's what it is.
That's what singers do.
And you know what? It's funny because back in the day when I used to go, you know, play quite regularly at shows, I'd always feed the band. So this is before I was a chef, but I knew to make sure we were well fed before we went to the gig.
Oh God! See, I want to be in a band with you.
So that's the question then. What do you eat on the road? How is, like, you know, touring food?
Oh, dude. It's awful. I have this dictum, and I say, because a lot of places, you know, you go, they say, oh, we got catering and it's really good. And I go, no. I don't shit where I eat.
Yeah.
Like, that's my thing. So I always have to go out and find something, whether it's in, you know, Clisson or fucking Bologna, or like any other city. Shit, could be, you know, Charlotte, North Carolina. But I always, like, it to me, it's I don't know, it's almost ritualistic. Like, I need to do that, and I need to find a place, a good place, and just like, and I usually do it alone, because a lot of band members don't want to do that, which is weird to me, but I get it.
No, I understand that. I've been to places like, you know, just going for trips where it's more of a work trip and you're getting caught up with the flow of things. But, you know, if food becomes, well, it's not a priority. It's just like, listen, I'm slipping away for an hour and I'm going to go and find somewhere where I want to eat. And, you know, don't let anyone hold you back in going to find something really good to eat, right?
Totally. And I'll show up like late, you know, an hour late for a concert because I, you know, got some tasting menu, you know, in fucking Lyon or whatever. And I do that. That's what I do. And I don't know, like, a man of my age, there's nothing to do on the road. You understand?
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing, there's really, like, you know, I don't know. I'm getting over the drinking thing, and, you know, I mean, the drug thing never interested me. And the groupie thing, no, thank you. So what else is there? What else is there?
It's good that, I mean, you know,
Fucking food, man.
That's it. I mean, it happens eventually, doesn't it? I mean, musicians are notorious for not really eating much in the kind of early days, in the 20s and stuff. But then it seems like there's so many musicians that then want to get a restaurant later on in life, you know, and or you know finish their days in the corner of a restaurant with a bottle of claret, you know, and that's the way I want to do it. Now I've kind of quit cooking. I'm just like, that's it. I'll have a restaurant. I'll always be part of restaurants, but there's other things to do these days, it seems.
How much do you cook at home? Can I ask you that?
Since lockdown, all the time. But before that, no, maybe once a week, if that. I think, you know, you spend 70 hours, 80 hours a week working in a kitchen. I take one day off and then I'll go out for dinner because it's just easier. You don't want to be, you know.
Yeah, of course.
But, you know, for lockdown, I actually stepped away from a kitchen in September last year.
Was that Brunswick?
I had Brunswick House. I parted ways in May last year, and then I had St Leonard's, and I left there in September. So I have a mental health business for hospitality, and in fact, we're moving into music as well. But I just thought I'd give that 100%, just, you know, get it off the ground, and then I can figure out what I do after that. But I'll always remain part of food and the industry. But yeah, after 23 years of cooking, I'm ready to just, you know, look around, see what else is out there. But that's it for me. You know, I felt that, you know, having restaurants, it's a very intense thing. I've always likened musicians, you know, there's a lot of analogies I draw between kind of musicians and chefs anyway. You know,
hell yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I've probably lived my life, my musician life, vicariously through cooking anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like every night's a performance. Every restaurant is a new album.
Listen. Going to a concert and going to a restaurant are the same fucking thing.
Completely,
it's about submission. You trust who is serving you. Yeah. And you submit. It's S&M. It's fucking culinary or musical S&M. Sure. And I think that's beautiful. Like I'm into that shit.
I feel like, you know, music and eating, they're two of the most enjoyable things you can have. You know, things that will actually bring you to tears, right? And
for real.
I don't think films can do that. So I always say, look, music and eating, they're my two greatest loves. But that's it. You're going into a restaurant, as you say, it's like a live performance. I've always had open kitchens as well, so you can see the guests.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
My last restaurant, there was a big open fireplace, so it's like a theater. You're on display, you know. And
you did a lot of like barbecue and stuff, right? Like grilled meats and stuff.
Yeah,
like
barbecue. We do a lot of that. We do a lot of that. I mean, I've had a very varied career in the kind of the kind of food that I do. But yeah, the last place was it's like a big kind of medieval fire, and then you'd have an ice bar. So it's like very fire and ice.
Love it.
Really interesting.
Love it. Man, tell me about like some London restaurants that I may not know, because I haven't been there in like a couple of years.
What's good at the moment? I mean, you know, I'm really hoping that a lot of them can recover now and they get back to, you know, a relative normal, but we realize it's still going to be hard. Social distancing's in place. But some of the greater restaurants at the moment, Brat seems to be doing very well.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
He's doing well. It's very simple, but again, live fire, some great big turbots. So if I didn't mention that, I'd be hiding the truth from you.
What do you think?
That is very good.
What do you think about Jay Shiki?
Yeah, I mean, it's classic. It's good. I used to go in there a lot after I'd go to the theatre with some friends, and then it was one of the only places open kind of late. So you go in there, a big some caviar, some champagne, you know, real bougie shit.
So fucking good.
And late night.
Yeah, I used to go there. I used to go to Shiki's shit, man. When I would play the Marquee,
Yeah.
because it's right down the
On
street.
Waldorf Street.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, I know.
or whatever the
Charing
fuck.
Cross Road,
Yeah.
that was it.
Yeah, Charing Cross. There you go. But like, I'd always meet my buddies there and just like hang and always like. I remember it was the first place I ate. What were they? Gull eggs.
Gull eggs, fantastic.
Gull eggs. Holy shit! I never had that shit
season.
before. Never had it before, and I was just blown away. And it was just like the simplicity and like, I don't know. Man, when I first went to England, like 1988.
Yep.
There was kind of not really a food scene. Or at least I didn't know about it. And it was just like, okay, fish and chips and which is fine, but like now, goodness gracious, it's
definitely
exploded,
one of the best food scenes in the world. Yeah, I mean, one of the things that I would say, for Italy, France, Spain, they're all really old food scenes. You know what I mean? There's a lot of tradition in their food. Whereas, London, we've always had a bad reputation for food. But I think that to our success is the fact that we're always looking for the new thing. We're so bored of British food. It's like, right, what's next? Right, we've had curry. What's next? French food. We've had French food, Italian. And we've always tried to keep ahead of everything else that's going on. Sometimes it's bad.
You're killing it.
To the food fashion.
No. I think you're killing it, to be honest. I mean, like,
I think the problem is with it is the fact that everyone's looking for the next new thing. Yeah. Whereas in Italy, you've got some lovely old trattorias. They're 150 years old. They're timeless. We don't make timeless restaurants anymore. That's the problem. If you're around for 5 years, you're an old restaurant,
Wow. See, that's what I would go to. Is an old restaurant like that.
Well, then you've got St. John, which is like 25 years old. Amazing, right?
Yeah. I lived in Italy for like 6 years. So like I've got that kind of thing in my
So when you saw Bologna, right?
Bologna, see.
Amazing. And did you get to cook out? I mean, did you do much cooking yourself?
Hell no. No. Okay. Maybe you don't know this, but if you're married to an Italian woman, you don't cook.
No. Wow.
You and she, like, man, I would like try to learn from her and she'd like kick me out of the kitchen. Like, I'm not kidding, man. Like it was fucking insane. She'd make like whatever. And she's the crazy thing about her is she's fucking vegan.
Oh yeah, really? In Italy? Wow.
Yeah, but she would cook me horse meat, like all sorts of fucking shit. And she would do it for me. But she wouldn't let me see what she was doing.
She ordering in.
I think no, but I think that's like something that chefs do. They reveal, they don't want to reveal their secrets. And like she would, for me, like, get out of the fucking kitchen, go sit down, I'll fucking feed you, fuck you. And it was like that. And it was kind of crazy because I was like, dude, I just want to learn from you. I want to make cacio e pepe. I want to make these things,
Yeah, of course.
Carbonara. And she wouldn't like teach me. It was very like contentious, which is weird because you'd think in Italy everything would be like loving and fucking giving.
But they're a real funny lot. They're a real funny lot.
Not with chefs.
They can't agree on the same recipes. They can't agree on the same, regions are bad enough. But then, if someone does it one end of the street, they make a carbonara one way. Someone is the other end of the street saying, oh, he's doing it wrong. So I'm just like, you guys, man. I've got a lot of Italian friends that I just, because, in my early days of cooking, it was in Italian restaurants. So I've got a basic training of it. But now if I do something ever so remotely Italian, if there's an Italian looking, they're like, oh, chef, you don't do it like that.
That's the way,
like that.
yeah, that's the way they are. And
Yeah,
it's
completely.
like, it's right or it's wrong. And that's it.
Yeah.
Like there's no middle ground and there's no room to, improvise.
No.
But you know what? Somehow, I think it's kind of fucking beautiful. Like I think that's really great.
They have their closely guarded secrets. They're very strong opinions and stuff. But yeah, I've never really had a dud meal in Italy. Do you know what I mean? It always tastes fantastic, and you always want more.
Yeah. Did you ever study in France? I'm curious.
No, I dated a girl in France for many years, so I spent.
You dated a girl in France.
Yeah. There you go.
That's fucking hilarious.
I spent a lot of time out there. I love France.
Right.
I'm a real Francophile, to be honest. I think, it sounds like you're really into Italy. I think I'm, more France than Italy. But yeah, France, Italy, Spain. I just get out there as much as I can.
What makes you feel France more than Italy, or China? Because to me, China is like one of the great cuisines. Am I wrong?
Chinese food is. I'm an absolute noodle obsessed.
Unfucking believable.
Yeah, really good. But regional. I love kind of Xinjiang, the kind of Muslim Northwest stuff, Szechuan, all those big fiery flavors. I think that's my favorite, more so than the Cantonese and stuff. But again, I was supposed to be in Hong Kong this year. Didn't get to Hong Kong.
Oh,
the epicenter.
Sorry, man.
But it will happen one day. But yeah, I love Chinese food. I think that's the thing for me, whenever I travel, it's because of the food. If I have a genuine interest in a certain food, I want to go to those places. I go to India a lot for that reason. I absolutely love Indian food.
Dude, stop.
Yeah. Go on.
Tell me the best Indian food in London, because I don't know what it is.
Right. My favorite is a place called Lahore, which it's a really kind of
okay.
So it's Pakistani or Punjabi.
I was gonna say it's Paki.
Yeah, but fantastic Punjabi food, and it's a real low key kind of dive place in Whitechapel. So that's my favorite.
I'm writing this shit down. I'm writing it down.
Well, if you come over there, you come over here, you've got to let me know, because we'll go down there. It's sensational. But there's higher end ones, which I really love. Gymkhana is fantastic. And in the same group, they've got a place called Brigadiers, which is like nice grilled Punjabi meats. A bit more of a sports bar, but that's really,
what about,
really good.
What about Chop House? There's a place called Chop House, Tandoor Chop House, I think.
Oh, the Tandoor Chop House. That's good. I've only been there once. But it's all right. I'd like to go back. It's more central than I can be bothered to travel to. That's the only problem.
Gotcha.
Hoppers is really good, and they've been doing some amazing takeout.
Oh, Hopper, yeah.
Sri Lankan food. I know the chef. He's such a nice guy. And yeah, I think it's just really big, bold flavors there with that kind of slightly more coconutty, slightly more fruity than the northern Indian stuff that I
sure southern.
But yeah, we've got some amazing places. In fact, I'd say I have better Indian meals here than I do in India, to be honest.
Dude, I've never been to India, but I've had my best Indian meals in two places, London and Tokyo.
Oh, wow. Tokyo.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Yeah. It's hard to tell.
What was it called?
It's just this weird, oh man, I can't remember the name. But it was like a buddy of mine, like took me there, and he goes, and of course I'm in Japan. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I don't want to eat Indian food. And and he's like, no, dude, this is fucking crazy. and it was I don't know, like a royal court kind of thing. Like it wasn't like a restaurant. It really felt like, oh, we're the prince, and
Oh, really?
we're welcomed into the joint. And yeah, it wasn't cheap, but damn, it was good. Super good. Like
I mean,
that
that's the thing.
butter chicken.
I'm obsessed with butter chicken. I
Butter chicken.
absolutely love it. It's
Come
so
on.
good.
Come on. Ugh. Fucking horrible. Ugh. No, it's horrible because I can't eat it again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like every time I go to a good restaurant,
Yeah.
I'm like, and I really love it. I'm like, this evening sucks. And everybody, at the table, whatever, family, wife, whatever,
Yeah.
are like, what are you talking about? I'm like, because I'm never going to eat this again.
Yeah. I never thought of it like that. I mean, I never think of those moments, but you always have that
You
hope
have
that you're going
to.
to come back. But yeah, it's
You
a
have
shocking
to.
thing. I mean, look at COVID. That's destroyed a lot of restaurants. There could be meals that you're never going to eat again. Wow.
Yep.
Sobering thought.
I mean, I'm sorry to be like so negative, but it's like, this is a moment in my life that I'm never going to have again. And
It puts it in
I felt,
perspective though, a lot more. Makes it more special when you think of it like that.
yeah, well, you know what it is? It's like a concert. It's like a fucking concert. Yeah. And guess what? That concert that we would see, or that I would give, is a momentary fucking thing.
Yeah.
It's not meant to be shared. It's not meant to be broadcast or whatever. It is that night for those people. Yeah. And that's what I think restaurants do. Yeah. Restaurants do that shit too. It's like, this is what I'm doing tonight.
Yeah.
Do you know this place? In San Francisco, Rich Table?
Yes, I follow him on Instagram. Funny enough, yeah.
Good. Of course you do. Oh, it's really good. No, it's really good.
Yeah.
And they have that aesthetic. Like it's like it's a nightly performance. It's not. It's not like some menu you can come and get. It's like, right. No, you wait, months in line to get a fucking reservation, then you go, and then it's like you submit, and you say, you tell me what to do.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about going to restaurants, and that's what I love about like chefs. Like I submit to you. I
mean, listen, I think as musicians that power our work, I mean, I've always, as part of my daily routine, you get into work, a couple of espressos, and then you put the music on. And I can't start any I can't start any work until the music's right. I've got my chopping board, a big fish on there, or a piece of meat, whatever I'm going to butcher through. And then it's Slayer, it's all sorts of like the heaviest stuff. You can like really, ear bleed kind of music. And then no one disturbs me at that point. I just crack on. I get the work done so quickly. 2 hours of me doing that, and then that's it. Now you can talk to me. Now we can start talking about.
Wow. I was going to ask, like, what is the best butchering music? But I think you just answered it. And you know what? I totally agree. If you don't like Slayer, you're not a bro.
No, exactly.
You got nothing.
I do a lot of events now, because I do Meatopia, which is like a global barbecue festival, and I've got a Slayer shirt on for that. It's like I don't feel I'm appropriately dressed if I haven't got a big leather apron and my Slayer shirt on.
Hey, Speaking of which, there's a barbecue joint in London that I heard about,
Oh yeah.
but I've never been to. Smokestack?
Yes, they literally sent me a
You
box
know
of
it. You
brisket.
know it.
Yeah, they sent me a box of brisket yesterday. I had it for lunch here. A big lump of brisket, some buns and pickles, and I cooked it up before because I've just started doing podcasts at home. So just before
Right.
we start doing the podcast, it was like, let's fill ourselves up on this. And then I'm struggling through the podcast thinking, I need a nap. But it's fantastic. Smokestack
Okay.
are amazing.
So it's
They're
good.
friends
It's
of mine.
good.
Really
All right.
good.
Cool. What else? I wanted to ask you, Quality Chop House.
Again, friends of mine, one of the best meals I've had in London ever, hands down. So good.
I love that place. My old tour manager, not the guy that looks like you,
Yeah.
he took me there. And
Yeah.
it was like near, I want to say it was near a post office?
Yeah, it's like King's Cross.
Like on a corner. It was on a
That's it.
corner, right? And then our reservation was like not like we got there early, so we go to this fucking bar, right? And it was only for post office guys, which I thought was hilarious. And like, man, we got so fucking drunk before we even ate that great meat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like it was crazy. But I'll never forget that Quality Chop House, man.
Such a great restaurant. And I guess I always refer to anyone else that comes in from out of town. They say, look, where to go. And that's usually a place I send people.
Nice.
My partner's American, and therefore my sister-in-law, her sister, she's American. And, anytime, I think the first time I met them and we had to go out for a special meal, it was like, I know exactly where I'm taking them and I really need to impress them. This is where we're going. So that was it. And then there was another great place, a Portuguese place that sadly closed down, but it was called Londrino in London Bridge.
Oh, I don't know
that. That was fantastic as well. So given that, my in-laws are big foodies themselves, I just have to pull it out the bag. And this is where, the inside knowledge really helps,
Awesome.
But tell me about the Indian restaurant that you had, the best Indian meal you had in the UK.
In the UK?
London.
No, not in London. It
No?
was in Bradford.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was in Bradford. And I can't remember the name of the restaurant, but it was so good. And that made me think, oh shit, Bradford. And then I asked friends and they were like, no, Bradford is like got the best Indian food. And I didn't know that at the time. But it was literally before a gig. And I mean, yeah.
How do you operate? I mean,
No, I mean, I was about to say that. I'm one of the weird ones. Like most people, like drummers and whatnot, they will not eat before the show.
No.
They're like, they want to wait for afterwards and, kind of like, I don't know, not starve themselves, but whatever. Me, I'm different. And it's funny because I'm a singer and I'm not totally fat, but I'm getting there. But I need that satisfaction. I need to know that I got mine before I can go on stage and be me.
Because otherwise, I totally understand that. When are you going to have time afterwards? And you just need that little indulgence, don't you?
Yeah, otherwise you're eating fucking street kebabs and like whatever. It's like if you can, and when I'm on tour, I make a real point of seeking out restaurants and then figuring out the timing, like how can I make it in time and la la la. And to me it's like a sport. It's fun.
Do you have like a little itinerary of places you want to check out when you?
Well, not really. I mean, I do have little lists that I make. I'm a list guy. I'll show you.
Yeah, please.
Here's a list. That's
Go
a
a
list.
bit close.
Can you see that shit?
You got it. Your background's getting in the way.
Oh man. Anyway,
Yeah.
it's just like a list that I make. I make lists of like everything.
I
made
live lists. That's the way we've done work. You know, having a prep list every day, and now in my outside life, I just have to put lists down. That's the way I operate. You know, like a set list, a prep list.
How do you just out of curiosity approach, like, what's your normal day as a chef? Like when you come in,
Yeah.
like, do you have an idea in mind already? Like okay, I'm gonna make cacio e pepe, or I'm gonna make like do you know, or do you?
I think people are very split in the way they work. I work in a way that I have a menu, a core menu, and things evolve. So you put a dish on at the start of the season. I work very seasonally. So if asparagus is out, right, that's it. We jump on it. We've been waiting all year for asparagus. Get it on the menu. Yep. And the dish, you know, if we've got like an 8-week window, 10-week window on it, it's like, okay, well, we know that over that period of time, things are going to change a bit. And, you know, we start off with one dish and it will become something else. And then maybe the next year round, you pick it up. You go, yeah, remember that idea? Great, let's get that on. And then by the end of the, you know, it's season, we put it on, you know, it changes again. I think that's the core menu, and that's the way that, you know, evolves. But in my head, I like to work kind of, you know, we've got a little bit of this to use up, a little bit of that to use up. Let's create a dish. Does it work? Yeah, great. Put it on the menu. And that might be a complete one-off, never to be repeated again. And I like that because it goes back to what you were saying about that performance, you know, that one night only kind of thing. Yeah. That's it. This is a dish. We're never going to do it again.
And it's also like going into your fridge and going, oh, I got this and that.
Yeah.
You know, I got asparagus, I got fucking kale, bacon. I better use this shit.
That's exactly the way I like to do it, you know, and that way everything gets used up, you know. You're constantly keeping that fridge turning over. I would also say that you don't then rely, I mean, if we got an animal in, as opposed to just keep ordering sirloin steaks, and we get the whole animal in. And this is a very St. John thing to do, is just break it down. Different mussels require different garnishes and different cooking things. So you build up a repertoire of dishes in your head and say, hey, we're getting another venison in. Let's go back to these dishes that we like doing. Do you know what I mean? So you can evolve things and keep things turning over, or you can rely on some old favourites. But then sometimes there's the one-off. It's never going to be repeated. I've got one limited portion of this, and it's never happening again.
So great. I love that.
I love that. Creative and just, you know, just playing around and. Yeah, I don't know. I've always enjoyed that. Other people need structure. They need to know that this is on the menu. It's been tasted. You don't deviate from the plan. This is it. And I appreciate people doing that, but I get bored too quickly. You know, I get excited about putting a dish on the menu, and you know, you love it, and you photograph it, and you talk about it, and then literally a few days later, get it off. I'm bored. I need something else on there. You know.
Right. It's interesting. It's very similar to the way musicians work.
Yeah.
Well, for the most part, you know, there are some that are very good at creating a formula.
Yeah.
And then you know, repeating it and doing it very well. And I don't begrudge those fuckers, even though I call them fuckers. But like, that's not me. I have to change it up. And it keeps me interested, and it keeps my appetite up in a way, you know, my musical appetite. it's the process. Really, it's the fucking process, man, that gets us through this shit. And I think it's probably the same for you. Like, creating it is better than eating it.
I never eat. You know, you're there to make people.
Fuck you.
Not when I'm working. When I'm working, you just,
on.
you know, you snack on little bits, but the working week is just like, you're too busy to actually sit down and eat. And actually, I'd say, going back to what you were saying about, like, you know, drummers and, you know, certain band members not eating before you go on stage. I can't, you know, we feed the staff, you know, big bowls of pasta and stuff. But if I had that,
Sure.
I'd want a nap. I'd want to go to sleep. So you keep it light all the time. However, on my days off, I'm like Pac-Man across London. Do you know what I mean? I'll fit in 4 meals,
Nice.
5 meals a day.
Nice.
So I do love eating. It's just, I think you end up just being caught up with the amount of work and, you know, trying to keep it light.
No, for sure. It's like, you know, whatever. God damn it! Sorry.
That's all right.
I was gonna say whatever like keeps you moving.
Yeah.
Is what's good for you, and
Yeah.
there's no issue with that. And
you're kind of free to change as well. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, for real.
Things change and you do it differently.
Absolutely. Man, I was gonna say, what about Black Lock?
Black Lock. It's very good. I've only had 1 meal there.
Okay.
A good friend of mine is involved in it, so I think it's very good. Weirdly, I've stopped eating meat for a bit. You know, I'm.
Get the fuck out of here!
Well, for a bit. It was because I was eating too much.
I
had some great brisket yesterday, so that means I'm back on it again. I just need to watch how much I eat, because I can get a bit obsessive. Right. But Black Lock was good. They do some amazing chops in there. Really good.
I was curious about that. And then there's a it's like a barbecue kind of place, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, it's not some barbecue. It's more like a chop house. Or a steak house, a bit like a steak house, but you know, chops, lamb chops, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm like totally into that. That's like my fucking.
So you're a meat guy?
Oh yeah.
Where would I recommend for meat? I mean, damn. Yeah, Black Lock's.
Well, I mean, you know, one of my yeah. That's good. Yeah. What do you think about Malman in Argentina?
We did an event together.
I'll bet you did. I knew it. See?
That guy's, I mean, he's amazing. You can learn a lot from him. But I think he's just got to that point in time where he's just got a lot of people working around him. And he walks out with his cravat and his little hat, just, you know, gets people doing stuff, and then he disappears. And it's like, what are you doing? So he wasn't like hands-on in any way, which was a bit disappointing. Yeah. You know, I wanted to learn a bit, but he just had a very big team working for him, and then he went and sat out the back all day in like the VIP area.
It's like he's like an Argentinian Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah. Not as sweary, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to go to a place in Patagonia. Have you been down there?
No, but my bandmate did.
Real.
And he said it was fucking killer. He said it was amazing. I went to one of those places in Buenos Aires.
Yeah.
And you know, it was more like fine dining. I was kind of like not that impressed. But my guy said that basically the place that he went in Patagonia was unbelievable.
It looks incredible. And I think that's probably where he makes a lot more sense in that environment. You know what I mean? Whereas, you know, doing a festival, you're not going to get the best out of someone really, I think. And maybe even in a fine dining restaurant, that doesn't necessarily suit the person that he is. But that Seven Fires place just makes all the sense in the kind of.
That's the one. Seven Fires. Yeah, that's the one. I think that's the one that there's a bass player in Faith No More. I think he went there.
Okay.
And he was raving about it, and I was like so fucking jealous.
Well, you'll
like
get out there surely.
You know, at some point. I don't know when soon, but
Yeah.
fuck it.
Do you travel for food if you're not like on tour? I mean, do you actually go out your way to say, you know what, I'm going to head across the country to go to this one restaurant?
Yeah, I do that sometimes. There's like a when's the last time I did it? I think it was like a Basque restaurant I live in San Francisco, so
yeah.
It was like in the South Bay, and it was pretty great. Wool Growers Ranch.
Wool Growers Ranch.
Yeah, and it was just like
a
fucking you would dig it.
Yeah.
It was like just lamb and lamb and lamb.
I do like lamb.
But it's really good. It was really good.
So what do you cook? Do you cook much at home?
Well, I could show you. What did I make? I made a ragu yesterday.
Yep.
My background, of course, due to my wife, is mostly Italian.
Yeah.
So that's mostly what I do. I did what did I do? Oh man, here's one. And not a lot of people know this one. Okay. How do I say it? It's so you do like short pasta like penne, right?
Yep.
Okay. With so you cook the fucking pasta, but in a bowl, cold, avocado,
Yep.
tonno, tuna.
Yep.
The good one out of the can.
That's
good one. Yeah. Worcestershire sauce. I know I said that wrong. Fucking Americans, we can't say that.
Worcestershire sauce, yeah.
Yeah, whatever. And hard grain mustard.
Right. Okay.
Mix that shit up. Make it a paste.
Yeah.
Pour the pasta in. Wow, it's fucking killer.
Wow. Where does it originate from? This sounds more American than Italian.
No. It came from my wife. But it's northern Italian, and I don't know if she invented it or what, but it's become one of my go-tos.
Damn, I'm gonna try that.
I'm telling you, it's really, really good.
Any herbs in it?
No, nothing.
Nothing, just that.
Salt. You got salt, yeah. You got your avocado. You got your fucking. The Worcestershire sauce is very salty, right?
Yeah.
And then, yeah. I mean, you could put in anchovy paste if you really
anchovies.
That's crazy.
That's my go-to.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
Spaghetti, anchovy, plenty of the oil, a little bit of garlic.
Wait.
Here we are. Oh, amazing. That's the stuff. Killer. I love it. What have I got? I've got some. So we can have a little anchovy off.
Sorry,
I have these. I just bought them this morning. But these are lovely, and they're really pink and beautiful salted anchovies.
Acciughe, anchovies?
Yeah.
Wow. Very nice.
But just the colour, that nice rosé pink on them, that's beautiful. But I'll use that whole jar in a packet of spaghetti. And just you put it in a pan and let it cook slowly. So this becomes a paste, essentially.
Yes.
Just a little
it
bones.
disappears. It disappears. Yeah.
I love it.
I
think we've got to wrap this up in a minute, mate. But I could talk to you all day for, talking about... But listen, when you're over in London, give us a shout, because there's a lot of restaurants we can take you to. Or even that, cook you some food.
No. You don't want that. But no, there's so many restaurants I wanted to ask you about, like the Turkish joint that everybody's talking about?
Oh, tell me, quick. I live in the Turkish centre of London, you see, so.
Mangal.
Mangal. Yeah, so it's literally like half a mile from me here. But I think like all the tourists go there. I don't think it's if you inside knowledge, there's literally a strip of like amazing Turkish places, and I'd take you to 3 or 4 better ones. But Mangal, all the tourists go to that.
Okay. Black Axe.
Yeah, really good. My friend Lee, it's just amazing. It's a tiny.
You know everybody.
Of course, but it's a tiny little joint. It's just it's exceptional food. He's excellent, John, as well. And just does some really kind of trash diner stuff, lots of kind of Chinese influence in it, Turkish pizzas, that kind of stuff. It's so ridiculous, but it's like a chef's go-to on their days off, you know?
Gotcha.
So you got to go there.
And you know what? That's where I want to fucking eat.
You have to. You absolutely have to.
Where chefs go on their day off is like where you want to go. It's just like,
it's amazing. You really would love it. I think it's just, when he opened it, was just like, that's it, I've arrived, I'm home. Do you know what I mean? It's a very comforting place to go.
Nice.
Make sure you check it out.
I will. And there's plenty of others, but we'll talk soon. And send me your fucking number, or I'll send you mine.
Yeah, please do. That'd be great.
So we can keep in touch, right?
Exactly. We can do this all day, mate.
You know it. I mean, we could keep talking. We haven't even talked about sushi.
Oh, mate. Oh, can I show you something really quick?
Show me.
This got delivered today. I got this delivered today. So I got a little this is a little grater for wasabi. Can you see that?
Yeah.
And I got a wasabi. I've never used fresh wasabi before, so I was fascinated.
Oh, dude, you can use that on meat.
Yeah.
You know?
Look at this beautiful little thing.
Beautiful.
Isn't that?
Beautiful. Oh, it's awesome.
So I can't wait to use it. Sushi. I'm making sushi tomorrow just for myself. Like I
Atta
said,
boy.
I've never cooked so much since lockdown. I cook all the time now.
Nor have I. Let me show you what I got. Hang on.
We're nearly done.
All right, it's not very sexy.
Oh, wow. Wow, what's that? That's the ragu.
No. This is Mexican shit.
Oh, yeah?
Have you ever had pozole?
Oh, pozole. Pozole verde, the pozole rojo.
This is rojo.
I've made pozole verde. I make that one, the green one.
Nice. And these are esquites.
And the sweet corn?
Yeah, it's corn mixed with what do you call it? Queso fresco and tomatoes. Yeah.
Nice. And that's just the garnish to go on top of the pozole?
No, it's a side.
It's a
side. The pozole, is like a soup, right?
Yeah.
And then you put onions and cilantro on top, and then this is just like, the esquite is on the side. But the esquite, you ever been to Mexico?
No, I should. I've got an invite to go out there next month.
You need to go. That is in my opinion, one of the most misunderstood cuisines in the whole fucking world. Like, nobody gets it. It's like,
I love it, but we don't have you in the state, you have a closer proximity to Mexico. We have some good joints, but it's just not part of the culture here, and it's not as available, and that's a real sad thing, to be honest. You get those horrible Tex-Mex places, but really good Mexican food.
No.
We don't get that.
With that shit. Don't fuck with that shit. But what you should do as a chef, I think it would really I think it'd inspire you if you went, because it's so much deeper than you could ever imagine. And I didn't know neither. And I grew up in fucking California. Okay.
Sure.
Like nachos and it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. like what they eat down there is a completely different animal. It's a completely different animal, and it's amazing, and it's complex and fucking deep, like really deep.
Yeah.
Like I don't even tell you about mole. You know about that shit.
I've got plenty in my freezer. I do like making mole, and I made it with a squab pigeon. You know the squab pigeons, those fancy pigeons in front. So I made one at the beginning of the year. We roasted that up, and then I took the livers and made the mole with the livers. Just so good, so delicious. And
love that.
Oh,
love that.
Damn,
but did
so
you use? Did you do a mole negro, or which kind of mole did you do?
Yeah, I'd say it's a mole negro. Very, very dark. Because I'm obsessed with Mexican chilies, actually. I always get lots of different dried chilies. Pasilla, ancho, mulatto. So I've got a healthy amount here. And I put them into all sorts of cooking. If I need heat, then it's always the Mexican chilies. But I pressure cooked everything. So I just kind of made the stock. We had to do it quickly.
What do you use for a pressure cooker?
Instant Pot.
Yeah, baby! I just got one.
It's so good. It's so good. I actually think mine's broken on the sill though, but I use it for everything. Absolutely, like rice. Juice is really good. Mole. I haven't got time like the old dears have to go and make it slowly. I haven't got that. I was like, we took the carcass of the pigeon, put that in there, made a quick stock, took it out, all the other bits in, blitzed it. I think we had a mole done within like an hour and a half.
Unbelievable.
So good.
Yeah. I did the last thing I did in my Instapot was I tried carnitas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And it because I didn't use lard.
Or a fatty bit of pork.
Yeah. Well, it's not fancy. It's like cheap ass pork.
Yeah.
I guess the shoulder. But it just, I don't know. It was okay. But the reason I think that it wasn't so good is because, like, carnitas is basically like Mexican confit, right?
Yeah.
So you need the lard. You need that shit. And I didn't have it, so.
I'm going to check it out properly. I've got an amazing Mexican book up there, the little pink book on the shelf, and that's my kind of go-to. It's really thick. There's plenty of good things in there, so I'll have a little look. And I love Mexican food. I just don't know enough about it. I know the basics.
All you got to do, 100%. All you got to do is go there.
Yeah.
Just go and taste, because you're an artist and you know what you're doing. And when you add another color to your palette,
yeah,
you're gonna accept it. It's gonna sink in, and I think you would really love it, because to me it's one of the most. I mean, everybody knows Italian and French and la la la, and it's not that I don't love that stuff, but I'm telling you, and even with my wife, she's just like resistant, like, oh, I don't want no taco. I'm like, dude, it's so much deeper than tacos, you know?
Yes.
It's a deep cuisine that is very misunderstood, or at least misrepresented.
And it could be the fact that it's, so much of it stems from peasant food, and you know, even the kind of the finer restaurants are doing what has essentially come from peasant food. And for me, that's where the best food lies, is, you know what I mean? The kind of working classes where they've had to kind of make something out of nothing, and eat all the nasty bits, which I just love the nasty bits.
Exactly. Dude, I have a fucking t-shirt. I gotta find it, of St. John's when I first went there.
Pig.
I was so, yes.
It's so good, huh?
Yeah, nose to tail.
Yeah, Fergus is an old friend. I mean, what an amazing chef, and so influential. I remember being in Chicago talking with some chefs out there, and they were talking about the St. John effect. And it was really about, when St. John, the influence came over, and then everyone had bone marrow on their menu all of a sudden,
Right. However, their bone marrow is not like his. I mean, man, I gotta say, that is the best bone marrow I've ever had, and will ever have. It's just perfect. It's just perfect.
It really is.
You know,
Mike, I think we've got to wrap it up, but we should
All right,
take this
boy.
conversation another time.
Yes.
I'll pass the details on, but thank you so much for, being part of this online festival for Supersonic. It's an absolute pleasure to be along. Cheers, buddy.
Birmingham, baby.
Let's
Birmingham.
speak soon. Birmingham.
Love you, dude. Take care.
Take care,
Thanks,
buddy.
man.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Ciao.